It's time to Trust Us. Presented by Dustin DeHart at Nova Home Loans. Call him today at 577-2600.
All right, back here on this Wednesday, we talk fantasy football at this time every week. It is Trust Us. It is brought to you by Dustin DeHart. You heard it. Dustin is in studio with us.
What's up, Steve?
A lot. I was just joking with you off the air because you're like a power lifter. You're in good shape. I'm not sure we can have you in studio anymore. That's embarrassing for the rest of us. You're not a fast food guy, are you? Every once in a while?
Every once in a while. But I am a Chick-fil-A fan, so I'm going to have to try this new chicken sandwich and give it my review.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2-2 on the show. We'll get the deciding vote from Ari, who says he hates fast food, so I'm not sure that your opinion's valid. All right, let's get some opinions on fantasy football. First of all, what's your reaction to the news, guys, that according to Ian Rappaport, Melvin Gordon's holdout is going to continue into the season. So now we got a situation with San Diego.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Because I don't know that Austin Eckler, because it's Austin Eckler or Justin Jackson. I don't know that Austin Eckler is an every down, carry the ball back.
Well, he's not. I mean, they're going to – I think he's going to be in the lead. He's going to get more opportunities. He's certainly going to be a third down guy for them. But on the early downs, I think you're going to see a lot of rotating. It's not going to be, a heavy workload for Eckler because I don't think they think he can handle it. And they certainly – can't afford to get him hurt with Gordon potentially being out. So I think you're going to see a lot of, rotating, a lot of both of them. So I don't think Eckler is a guy that, even if you told me Gordon was going to miss the year, I don't think Eckler's jumping up into like the second round for me. He's a guy that, if Gordon falls down to like the second, third round, I think you start to take him and then look to get like Eckler in the, 9th, 10th.
Yeah, but Eckler over Jackson for sure, fantasy-wise, right?
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure.
And they did pretty well without him last year, right? I think they won every game without him, so I don't think he's got a whole lot of leverage right now.
Well, I think it's a big boost. If Gordon does come back, I think Eckler actually has a lot of value because I don't expect Gordon to make it through the season healthy, and I could see them also cutting back on Gordon in terms of pass catching, right? Hey, he's not ready to go without a training camp, so now on third down, we're going to have Eckler in there more, so Eckler actually may have even more value. It sounds strange.
Well, I think
he's not going to have more, but he's still going to have a lot of value with Gordon back.
It also depends how Gordon comes back. If Gordon comes back because he just says, all right, fine, I'm just going to come back and not take, not get a big extension, then I think they give it to him 150 times a game and just run him into the ground like teams do to running backs. Exactly. If they sign him to a long-term deal and it's very lucrative, then I think they do start to protect him and cut down on his usage a little bit.
Have you drafted yet? Any leagues on?
I have one this weekend and a couple next weekend.
What do you expect to happen with the Cowboys running back, Tony Pollard?
This is one of the most challenging drafts I've seen in a long time. Because what do you do in the ninth pick if he's still there? I'm stumped. But I think Dallas had this situation with Emmitt Smith, right? And 2 years, a couple weeks later, they signed him and won the Super Bowl. So I think he's coming back. But I talked to a friend of mine actually yesterday at work, and he said, the dumbest mistake I ever made was drafting Le'Veon Bell, not James Conner. And I thought, that was the dumbest mistake I made because I didn't pick him up either. And somebody picked him up in the first week, kept him all year, and actually now he's a keeper in our league. So, yeah, I mean, Tony Pollard's okay, but if you're drafting Ezekiel Elliott, you have to draft him, and if somebody's dumb enough not to pick him up in the 8th, 9th round, I'll be swooping him up.
You agree with that? Because I can tell you you're doing a straight snake draft, and I do snake drafts, but we also do auction drafts.
Yeah, I have
Let me tell you, whoever drafts Zeke Elliott, whoever drafts Melvin Gordon, you ain't getting a backup. Or you're paying for the freaking back. I'll me. There's always some jerk in the league who really doesn't even care about winning.
You?
Yep. And just wants to battle everyone, screw their plan over, and then the league we're in, I've had a couple of good years because my philosophy is now I draft players I hate. Yeah. So if they do well, I'm like, well, at least I got them. If they don't, I'm like, yay. But yeah, I wouldn't let anyone get backups.
No, and you don't, and you end up with like 4 quarterbacks because you're like, I'm just going to keep bidding these guys up. Nobody's getting them, and then you have them on your roster.
I don't do that. We had a guy last year. We've had a couple of leagues where guys had like 3 quarterbacks going in, like 3 good quarterbacks. Like, all right, now you're getting stupid. So I got a sleepers list here. Dustin DeHart's in studio with us. We talk fantasy football on Wednesdays at this time. Trust us. That's the name of this portion of the show. So sleepers, and this is all a matter of opinion. Do you guys think Lamar Jackson is a good sleeper? Like as your QB2?
I do. Yeah. I mean, look, if he can just kind of throw the ball, I mean, he could turn into the next Michael Vick. I mean, you're getting an actual running back as well as a quarterback. But, look, he was horrible last year throwing the ball. So, I mean, it's a risk. I wouldn't want him as a number one, but that's a high-end number 2 quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah, and actually, I think he was a lot better throwing the ball than the numbers would indicate. I know, Pro Football Focus would say he was actually pretty good. I know some of the quarterback guys. I'd have to look at that. I don't know, but I know he was higher than you would expect.
He wasn't like top half of the league.
No, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's the worst throwing quarterback in the league." He's not.
Okay,
You
he's
think
actually
Ingram
middle
helps
of the
him
pack
a little bit?
He's a middle of the pack quarterback throwing the ball. I think he's only going to get better, and his running game adds a completely different dimension to that. So it depends on your league scoring. If you have a league like you were just referencing, our league we have where quarterbacks that run are way overvalued because of how much the scoring rewards it. So you have to know your scoring system in your league. That's a huge thing I tell people. Like, you can't just take any cheat sheet and hey, I'm going to make a draft. Like, you have to customize to what your scoring is. So if you've got a league that rewards rushing yards, he's going to go much, much higher because he is going to be very valuable in that regard.
Yeah, I agree. And my auction draft is that, where I think it's about 8 points for a rushing touchdown from a quarterback. So
really?
He'll be very valued in that league.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, is he a sleeper? I mean, most cheat sheets have him 15 to 20. But is he a guarantee to throw for 4,000 yards and at least 25 touchdowns?
He's got the weapons. I think they want to run the ball. Being up there, they really, 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 really want to establish the run. That is what they want to do this year. Yeah. Now that goes against a lot of what we think about. They've got Antonio Brown, they've got Tyrell Williams, they've got Darren Waller, who they love, who now people know about because of Hard Knocks last night. But they've got these weapons, and John Gruden wants to work with quarterbacks. He wants to throw the ball around, but they really, and I think you saw last week with the starting offense on the field, first 3 plays of the game they ran the ball. That's what they want to do. So they don't want to be that throw the ball over the field kind of team, and I think they want to do that not only because they think they have the offensive line now, they believe in Josh Jacobs, they invested a first-round pick in him. They want to establish a run and keep their defense off the field because it was so bad last year. But I do think the defense is a little better.
I do too.
So they're going to be a better team that can play that kind of ball control game. So I don't think they're going to throw it all over the place, but when you have weapons like that and you've got a quarterback that was pretty accurate last year, even though he was only throwing a bunch of checkdowns, he's going to put up points. So I'm a late quarterback draft guy. I'll have all my backups filled out and still not have a quarterback. So I am going to be in that range of the cars of the world and looking at Lamar Jackson's of the world, those kind of guys. So I will be looking at him, but I don't think you can get too carried away just because he has Brown and Tyrell Williams that he's going to have this massive year.
Yeah, it was only a couple of years ago where he was getting MVP consideration, and I mean, I know it's Hard Knocks in preseason, but I'm warming up on the Raiders. They seem like they're going to be better than I thought they were. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. He's a number 2 guy for me for sure, but he could surprise for sure.
So 100%. Let's go right to the top of the quarterback list. You guys have little interest in Pat Mahomes for what it costs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm same as Adam. My weight on quarterbacks. I'll be looking at these 3 guys for sure.
But I have a feeling at the end of the year, one of the 4 best teams in every league will probably have Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
But it also depends. This is another one we talked about, knowing your scoring. Know who you're drafting with. Know who's in your draft. Is there I have one league. I know somebody's taking Pat Mahomes in the first round. I know they are, and I know they're probably taking Aaron Rodgers in the first round too. They overreact to quarterbacks. So in that league, I'm not taking a quarterback at all. I'll be drafting a quarterback in the 14th round.
All right, where would you need to see him at? I mean, if he's in the fourth round, do you take him?
I am sick, as people know. I am back up to 25 this year, leagues.
He's serious.
Yeah. So I've been traveling on the road a lot, so I have nothing else to do. I'm doing a lot of mock drafts. I have been
back
to
the second round.
He's worse than me.
Back to the second round.
No, but he's been falling because everybody's talking about not taking him. He's been falling to the 4th round in some leagues, and at that point,
I would have to look
at that point, I start
when
thinking
you
about
said 4th round, I'm like, you're nuts.
Yeah, at that point, I start thinking about it.
That's why I said that. I mean, I could never see him go. I mean, in my leagues, he would never go. I mean, he's out of it. He's gone in the first round for sure.
Yeah, if you've got
just because I know the people drafted in my leagues,
If you've got 2 big-time receivers and a running back, or 2 running backs and a receiver, or I think I did a draft the other day. I had whatever it was. It was a high-end running back, a high-end receiver, and then Travis Kelce in the 3rd, which I don't know how he fell. And then it was 4th round, and I was like, yeah, I'll pair him up with Mahomes because he's still here. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are on this. don't draft quarterbacks, don't draft Mahomes, don't overreact. And if everybody's following that path in your league and nobody's taking him early because they don't want to be that guy, then he falls to you and you pounce on him.
Good point.
Dustin DeHart's in studio with us. The phone number?
702-577-2600.
I got some real estate questions here in a second because I want to ask about the Raiders and where they're going to move, where these guys are all going to be living, the majority of them. But last thing on sleepers. So let's look at running backs. CBS Sports has Latavius Murray as a sleeper. Is there a chance that he fills in like exactly into that Ingram role? That Kamara is still incredibly productive, but that Murray is a really good backup running back option.
There's a chance, and I know everything out of Saints camp is they don't want to change Kamara's usage at all. Like, they want to use him exactly the same way. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, Ingram's gone, Kamara's going to get the ball that many more times. But they don't want to do that. Now, that's what they're saying. It's different when the season starts and you've got that weapon. You're going to start using him a lot.
They're playing him a lot in the preseason, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, no matter what they say, you can't always just look at what they say and like, oh, this is gospel. Right. They are saying they want to manage his usage. They want to keep him where he is. I have to imagine his usage increases. And so, yeah, I don't think I'm not in love with Latavius Murray falling into that same role.
I still think he's as good as Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
You know,
you do think he is?
I
or
don't.
Not? Yeah, I also don't think he's durable.
Yeah.
So I could see him if he gets a lot of action. I could see him getting hurt. Let's wrap on these two situations. What do you think of Jalen Samuels, the backup to James Conner? I expect Conner to have regression this year.
Yeah, I've never been. I don't know too much about Jalen Samuels, but yeah, I think you're right. I think I see some regression with Conner, but
what do you think, Adam?
I'm not going to invest in him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you got a last round, you're looking on you're like, all right, yeah, maybe I'll take him, and especially if you have Conner early,
right?
You take him. But the Steelers have been a team that's like, that's our guy. He's going to get the ball. He's a bell cow. I mean, Le'Veon Bell was that guy for so long. Conner was the guy last year when he was healthy. Forget when Samuels was successful at the end of the year is because Conner was hurt. Like when they've got a guy that's healthy and on the field,
they run him.
They tend to just give him the ball. So I'm pretty confident in Conner being that guy as long as he's on the field.
Adam will always have a guy going into all of his drafts, especially at running back, that he loves. It's a sleeper. He won't reveal. I generally find out who it is, and then I squeal on the air. What was it, 3 years ago? It was 2 years ago. Samaje Perine out of Oklahoma, and he did nothing. And he got hurt. Is yours Darwin Thompson this year? He's listed as like the sleeper for the Chiefs behind Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, I actually like him. I'm not sold on Damian Williams, to be honest with you. And I think Andy Reid, I would not shock me to see him, in the halfway through the season, being the bell cow there.
Utah State running back. Could be the guy in the best offense in football.
I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, out of those three, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think it makes sense because I'm not going to reveal.
He's holding back.
Because
just give an opinion on him.
Well, I don't think Carlos Hyde's making the team. So okay. I mean, I don't think he's behind Carlos Hyde.
So Adam was very much into the Gruden, and it was really Derek Carr exchange. Carr talking about moving next to Gruden. Right,
that's going to get awkward.
So what's going to be the sweet spot? Obviously, I would think out by the practice facility.
Yeah, exactly.
Anthem and Seven Hills, like.
Yeah, 100%.
Where are all these $1 million houses where these guys are going to live?
Yeah, I would think high-end Green Valley, McDonald Highlands. But in my opinion, most NFL players might not buy, right? And like if you're a young kid and you're going to Vegas, how about a high-rise condo, luxury condo with all the amenities right on the strip? I mean, I could see that being huge. I haven't heard where anybody's buying yet. I mean, that's hush-hush. But, yeah, by the practice facility makes sense. I mean, obviously, higher in Summerlin, Queensridge, stuff like that.
Oh, is that, real quick, is that, you got something?
I was going to say for a regular person looking to move, is that a good area to go to? Like, they're building so much, but is everything overvalued because of everything that's going out there?
Yep. What do you think?
Where? In Green Valley?
No. Right around that airport, the facilities.
Executive airport. Now, is that I guess it's good for home values. I kind of look at convenience And I see all the stuff being built
Right.
out there, and that's like a good sneaky area to race around. All of a sudden, there's going to be all these buildings there and new
Yeah,
houses.
no, it's absolutely helping. It's not moving the needle that much, but it's not. I mean, I don't think guys in that position are really worried about price as much.
Well, I was talking about everyone else who lives out there.
Gotcha.
And,
yeah, no,
hey,
that
it's nice and quiet
absolutely
with no
helps.
traffic.
Yeah,
It's
but
going to get built up.
we heard it right when the Raiders were coming. That's going to move our market 30%, which is ridiculous. It's like shut up.
Did your house go way up?
Yeah.
30%?
Not 30%.
Since they announced?
It's pretty high. I've been pondering.
Yeah, and that's
Really?
not because of the Raiders.
No.
That's the funny part.
Okay, so I want to give why you're pondering moving your house.
Well,
He's the expert. Dustin's the expert.
You're
what do you
thinking of
think?
selling?
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of getting out, because I think it's it's as valuable as it's ever going to get. But the problem is I don't know what to do.
Well,
then.
what are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you do at that point? So you're not going to go.
You
you're
sell
not gonna
high, you
leave.
buy high.
The only option to me would be to move out, rent a place for a while, wait till the market goes down, and then buy then. But then you're betting on that happening.
Well,
too.
look at our markets definitely stabled out, which isn't a bad thing. We've got double the supply than we did last year, but supply's leveling out. Demand's gone down, but we had a program last year that basically gave $20,000 for down payment assistance and a below market rate and inflated demand. So we don't have that. So it's a good market right now. It's still fair. It's fair for sellers and buyers. Look, at the end of the day, though, we're one of the only, if not only, city in the country that hasn't eclipsed its post-recession highs, right? I think it was 315 in 2006. We're sitting around 303. So we've got room to go up. I get it. It's the worst year-over-year appreciation we've had since 2012. But it's good. It's great for buyers. They can actually they can be picky a little bit and get a house that they want. And, we're back into the days of normal appreciation of 3 to 5 to 6%. The days of 10, 15, 20 are gone. And, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we're going to keep leveling up, inching up, and I don't think the shoe's going to fall off anytime soon, in my opinion.
You can call Dustin at 577-2600. We mention all the time, you can go in and get a mortgage tune-up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
Why would I do that?
Well,
Right?
look, everybody gets their cars tuned up every 6 months. Why not get the biggest investment of your life, right? We have thousands of clients in our database. We're calling them all the time. Like right before I came here, I just talked to a guy who put him an FHA loan 2 years ago. That comes with mortgage insurance. I'm giving him the same rate, 3.875%, and getting rid of his $250 in mortgage insurance because his house appreciated. So, that's just one example of a mortgage tune-up, right? If he applies that $200 of savings to his loan when he refinances, he pays off his house 8 years earlier than he would now by just making the same payment. So that's why you get a mortgage tune-up.
That's
Simple
awesome.
as that.
That sounds fun.
I need one.
Sounds fun.
I need one. All right, Dustin. We appreciate it. We'll see you
Appreciate it, guys.
in just a couple of weeks. It's
Sounds
Dustin
good.
DeHart, 577-2600. If you want to hear more of this, by the way, it's competition, but so what? Over on 840, 11A to 1P.
Yep. On
Saturdays.
Yep.
So-
KXNT.
11A to 1P. He's on every week. He does a lot of radio, but 11A to 1P, 840 every Saturday.
Yep. Real Estate Live. Thanks, Steve.
We'll see you soon.
All right, man.